3 months after the federal government said sorry to the forgotten Australians, Britain has apologised to child migrants it sent to former colonies. All were promised a better life, some were wrongly told they were orphans, and others were neglected and abused. Most welcomed the formal recognition of their suffering, but say it doesn't remove the scars of the past. Rebecca Barrett reports.
It may be too little too late, but for most, the British government's apology was better than nothing.
I'm glad we're hearing it, even though it's a long time coming. Never thought it would happen.
A bit late, in 70 years before I ever met my brother and sister.
It's been a very emotional day, but everybody feels it gives them an opportunity to move on, just to move that one step further.
3 months after the Australian government offered its apology, it was Britain's turn to acknowledge the impact of the child migrants program.
We are sorry they were allowed to be sent away at the time they were most vulnerable. We are sorry that instead of caring for them, this country turned its back.
Up to 10,000 children were sent to Australia under a scheme that lasted 40 years and didn't end until the 1960s. Many were wrongly told their parents were dead. Others were physically and sexually abused by those meant to be caring for them. Tony Costa was one of 44 child migrants who travelled to London to hear the apology.
I got my fair share of floggings. I was aware of molestations that we saw.
The British High Commission invited child migrants to attend special receptions in Sydney, Melbourne, Perth and Brisbane.
The acknowledgement and the apology is some comfort that wasn't there before.
For others, the emotions are still raw.
My mother, I've only seen my mother once in 69 years.
The British government has announced a £6 million fund to help child migrants trace their families. Carol Wallace-Aliso has all but given up hope of being reunited with her mother.
Now I've been trying to find her. She'd be in her 90s, she's probably dead by now.
She still wants compensation from the British government. Lawyers say any legal action is still some way off. Rebecca Barrett, ABC News.